Hi guys, welcome to my coffee show. My name is Jack and today we're going to play once more with my DF83. And I'm sure lots of you have seen a Lance video about his review of DF83, and I have to say pretty much all of what he said agrees with what I discovered, especially the flavor notes, the flavor profiles of this grinder. And you know what, when you taste the coffee, there are no bad answers, you know, whatever you taste, that's what you taste. But if what you discover, if that agrees with what the expert says, well, you can be proud of yourself. But there is one thing that I completely disagree with him, and that's the performance of DF83 for a pour over. What I've experienced, I've got kind of an average cup of pour over, and most of the time it was below average. And the issue here are the fines in the grinds, so they are clogging the filter even on the higher settings. The higher you move, the more inconsistent grinds you have. Part of the coffee is over extracted, part under extracted, the flavor notes, you lose the clarity and everything. There is one thing that Lance mentioned that almost started like revolution on the coffee for us espresso aficionado and so on, and that's the Declumper or modification of Declumper. He said that he had some issues with the retention with this grind, which I've never really experienced. What I get on average without the bellow, maybe 0.5 grams top, and with the bellow 0.1, 0.2. If you think about how big the burrs are, compare it with something like Eureka Atom 75, that's where the retention is. He suggested that after removing the Declumper, that also improves the quality of the pour over. I was not convinced. I mean, I spoke with many people on the forum. Seems that it worked for them, but at the moment I think it's a little bit of the bullshit. How the Declumper can affect the grinds, you know. First the coffee goes through the burrs and then through the Declumper, not the other way around. The Declumper does not really affect the uniformity of grinds. And then they said that's because it's so tight, it can push some of the grinds back to the burrs and they are being regrind, and that's causing more fine. We're going to experiment with that today, but there is one more bit that got me thinking. If modifying the Declumper can reduce the fines and can change the profile of the pour over, how would that change the profile of espresso? What makes this grinder so nice, the shot so satisfying, is that body, almost like a niche-like body. Would removing or modifying the Declumper affect the performance for the espresso? We're going to find out today. We're going to pull a shot of espresso and we're going to do the pour over. Then I will try to take off the Declumper. I will show you how I'm doing it, and then we're going to do the test one more time, so espresso and pour over. And by the end of this video we will know if and how changing the Declumper affects both espresso and pour over. So if you're as excited as myself, click like, consider subscribing, and let's do it! Today for both pour over and espresso we're going to use St. Martin's coffee roasters. So that's the coffee from Honduras, and the flavor notes pineapple, rum and apricot. For the espresso I'm going to use the La Marzocco Liva style profile on decent, 18 grams of coffee in, 42 grams of liquid out. Beautiful shot, 31 seconds, it took me forever to dial in. I think I can accept that. With this new filter basket, it was very tricky. Sweetness, little bit of almonds, and like a baked aroma. Cheers. I'm not sure if I should say that, but actually for this coffee, I think I prefer DF83 than Cafetech. I don't know, the Cafetech is great. Most of the time it gives me a better shots, but every now and then the shots are kind of too rounded. This one, I think it showcased the character of this coffee a bit better. I think I can look for those pineapple-ness somewhere in the background, some sort of fruits. Very nice shot. Maybe because it took like 7 attempts to dye it in, that's why I enjoy it. A little bit of the bitterness, but not overpowering. Nice sourness, sour sweetness, fruitiness, nice body as well. Now we will quickly do a pour over. I will go for setting number 70, that's what I usually go. 15 grams of coffee in, 225 grams of water, 45 grams of the blooming phase that will last for 2 minutes, then I will pour remaining water, 98 degrees, and let's see what we can get. That's how the coffee bed looks like on the setting number 70. It was running relatively fast, but obviously it clogged at the very end. Even on the setting number 70, you can see it's slightly muddy. This is actually one of the better coffee beds that I got. I haven't done it here, but if you want to be sure there's less fine without taking off the declumper, don't use the bellow at the end. Just run whatever coffee it goes through the grinder, and then use the bellow to the separate container. Cheers! Little bit of like a citrusy in the background, but I'm not getting nice flavors here. Maybe a little bit of the apricot somewhere there. This is not a great cup. Now let's see the declumper and everything there. If you decide to modify your grinder, don't blame me if something goes wrong, okay? I'm just playing with my own grinder without really knowing what I'm doing. I haven't cleaned this grinder at all. I mean, once I changed the burrs, but that's it. And well, look at that, there is pretty much nothing, little bit here. First we need to remove those 2 screws. Then after those screws are gone, so that's how they look like, you just kind of slide it up. This one, don't use any force, that's plastic, you see, so don't use any force. All of that is plastic, you can break it, but it wasn't difficult. Now, if you can see, there are 2 more screws, one here and one here, and that's it. And then we have to take this off. How much easier it is to remove it from here than if you were doing DF84, where you have to deal with the base first. That's how it looks like here. You see just a little bit of mess. I'm going to clean it up. And here is the declumper. I mean, okay, there is some residue, but after so many months of using it, I wouldn't say it's that much. Definitely not clogged or anything. Now, what I've noticed, there should be one more bit here, so that's not it. There should be one more piece, but I dropped it inside the grinder. They both kind of come together. This one first, like kind of on the inside, and then you've got this one. So again, a little bit of the mess here, but not that much. What we have to do now, we will cut off this and we will make this opening a bit better. So I won't cut everything, I will just cut those little triangles. That's how the end result looks like. I'm not sure if I should take this bit off here. I will leave it right now. If you notice anything that I'm doing wrong, well, it's kind of too late, but still, please let me know in the comments. Okay, and it wasn't that difficult. If I can do it, then everybody can do it. The only thing is that when you do it, put your grinder lying flat, so it's easier to find the holes. So now, let's pull an espresso on the same settings and let's do a pour over. First thing that I've noticed immediately, when you use the blower, after removing the declumper, look how much messier the grinder is. So you would have to do RDT. It took 29 seconds and I was on a setting number 5. Looks like it makes the espresso running a bit faster, which would make sense if we think about the fines. Espresso looks nice crema. Smells exactly the same, sweet, maybe some tea. Cheers. I don't know, it must be my imagination, but well, the other shot was 1 seconds. This one is 29. I can taste more sourness and there is more clarity. There is more clarity. So maybe, well, Well, maybe I just want to see the difference, but there is definitely clarity here. The body is slightly less. Fruitiness went up. The sourness, I think I possibly like the first one a little bit more because I was more familiar with that style of shot from DF83, but there is definitely a difference in the taste. Okay, I'm not saying this is the best coffee bet there. Obviously, I will have to change the dial settings, but there is a huge difference. So that's the same setting number 70, and look at the difference, and the time difference at least minute and 10 faster. Okay, so we have a cup. The smell of the previous one was kind of citrusy. This one, I think, a caramel I can smell. Cheers. Okay, the notes are a little bit crispier, but I'm still not getting the flavor notes here, so I think I will have to change either the recipe or maybe grind a little bit finer, and now I can, because I know it won't clog my filter. Guys, so if you are still here, click like, consider subscribing to the channel. That's what we do here, we experiment with the coffee. In the comments, let me know if you have tried that modifications or you are planning to do that modifications for DF83. My advice at the moment, well, possibly wait. I'm sure there will be some improvements, some new declumpers there, because without the declumper at all, there is a mess, there is a huge mess, and that might be the problem. But for today, thank you very much for watching. My name is Jack, this is My Coffee Show, and hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you, bye!